Hello everyone, welcome back. Angela here. Good to have you join me today on my channel. I hope that you are nice and warm. If you're in the northern hemisphere, we seem to be having a very cold snap. So my fingers feel blue. I'll try to warm them up. Right, I'm going to get on with a little project today, and I'm quite excited to share this one with you. I'm calling it an exciting envelope because it involves an envelope, and I haven't done one with an actual envelope like this for quite a while. So let's get to it, and I hope that you enjoy following along. All right, so the very first thing I've got here is a 4.5 inch by 6.5 inch envelope. That's approximately, guys, and this is always approximate measurements because I'm doing the best I can. 11.5 centimeters by 16.2. So those are the approximate measures. And remember, you can use whatever you have. You can take a bigger one, trim it down. I am going to trim on the side here. So let's do that first. Okay, so I'm going to just take this. You can just use your scissors, draw a line and cut with the scissors. I do like my craft knife, as you know, so I'm going to just take a very little sliver off the side here like that. That's just going to make an opening over there. All right, so of course cut down something that you have, especially if it's something you've received in the mail. Those are always great. All right, so that's what we're going to start with. And then I've been in the scrap box and pulled out a few things which really inspired me, really. I've got this little piece of lace paper, which is in my To Have and To Hold journal collection, which is the journal collection I'm working with today. All right, so you will also find this in my lacy background pages, which are beautiful subtle shades and perfect for writing on as well. Right, so I'm going to stick that just at the top there, and I'm going to do that straight away. I'm just using the glue that I have on hand here, and I'm going to get that stuck down onto the top of my envelope. I hope you guys are all doing really well and managing to etch out some crafting time for yourselves. It's always a great way to, well, I find it quite a treat to have a little bit of time to de-stress and, just take some time for myself. So great therapy. Right, so I've got that one stuck down, and then what I did was I took one of my mini pages. Now let me grab you what it looks like. Now it's this page in the mini format. All right, so 2 to a page I printed these out on, and I'm going to use this piece here, but as you can see I've used it in the mini page, which means it's half the size. All right, so that's the page I've used. I'm going to stick that down here in a minute. And so that's what's going to go on that side. Now, what I did as well, I'm going to now use my little mini templates too. We have these little pockets. I've put onto an old piece of card. You can see it's well used. I've used that, placed it onto this I nearly said fabric. This paper, which I love. It's the peachy one with the beautiful hearts and roses. So I just put that onto the paper, drew around it and cut it out very quickly. And then on these lines here, it does have this all drawn on the template, but I know where to fold it now. I've scored on those lines, and I'm going to make a little pocket with that. So let's just stick with the same glue. That's ready to go. So it's just a case of sticking that there. You're not going to see the back. We're going to use that. So we've got a little pocket like that. So that's great. Sometimes I use the little tea bag pockets as well, if you've got those. You know, those little ones that we like to use when you put your own tea leaves in. So you can use that as well. Right, so I've got that there. I'm going to stick that down just on the corner here. So I'm going to line it up here. Now, this flap is going to be like that. So let's have it like that. And then we'll stick this one down. So yeah, I really like how this is coming together. And this is probably my last project for this journal, this To Have and To Hold journal. And it's really looking lovely. So the next time I show you this journal will be when I do the flip through. So give me a week or so. And then I will show you when that's done. All right, so we've got that there. And I'm going to stick this down, as I said. I've got a few things that I just need to do before I stick this down, but that is where we're going to have it. And I'm just using this here so I can see where it needs to be exactly. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I've got some die cuts. I've got this one from the pink. I use basil cardstock for these two. These are my most popular colors that I like to use. It has that nice texture, and I've had lots of questions about that. So if you go and have a look on my Amazon favorite tools list, where I use all my favorite things to use, you'll see the exact colors and the details for this. I usually buy these in a pack of, I think, 25 sheets, and I use it a lot, so you know, it's great value really. Okay, but any cardstock that you might have, or paper, it doesn't have to be cardstock. A lot of my die cuts like these I cut out using the paper like this, 160 GSM. Works perfectly. I use it all the time, and I use it from the pattern bits that I have, so that's also fine. Right, so I'm going to just take my art glitter glue here. I can hear Abby running around downstairs. She was up on my leg here, which is what she does when she feels it's treat time, and she's so good, you know, she tells the time. I don't know how her time telling skills are remarkable. She knows exactly when it's dinner time, when it's walk time, when it's treat time, everything, and she works like clockwork. It's quite hilarious actually. Okay, so this is why I had this here. I wanted to get this stuck down like that, and then again just sizing this up here. I wanted that one higher, so is it like that? Yeah, I'm gonna have that one like that, and just making a little mark here so I know how high I want it. Oh yeah, so she's had a little, she has those chicken, well, it's a rice stick, like a rice bone stick, tubable, and then it has chicken wrapped around it, like dried chicken. And Abby's actually gluten intolerant. I don't know if you've had that with any of your animals, but has a very bad effect to any wheat or gluten in, well, it's not only wheat that has gluten, but yeah, she's not very, her body doesn't like it at all, so I've got to be so careful what I give her. But anyway, it's a sweetie pie, and she's had her treat now, so she's going to go and find the spot in the morning spot, which is in my daughter's bedroom on the bed with the sun streaming through there. So she's having a nice little rest, a little bit of R&R until mom gets up and makes something for lunch, and there's a chance of a morsel. She's up. Right, so I've got this little mini bit, and what I did was, I didn't tell you really what I did. I measured, I wanted to fussy cut that bit out on the bottom corner, as I said, so I've just measured a little bit above the rose and then a little bit above here, cut out a square, and then just fussy cut that out because I wanted to overlap onto this bit here. And you can see I've got my autumn page underneath, reusing those misprints, you know, when the printer prints 6 inches and decides, oh, I'm going to just spit it out now, and stops altogether. It's one of those. So right, now I'm not going to press down the one corner here, just going to leave that side up, and I'm just matching the other bits. So I'm just leaving that one up there like that because I've got a bit of a fussy cut to go underneath there. Right, this is from my spring foliage die cut. I've stuck on one of the little flowers that come with it and put a pearl on, and stuck one of the butterflies. This is actually from my spring mini kit, but I've got them in pastel butterflies, etc. All right, I'm going to just get this one stuck down here quickly, and then that's going to go underneath the little fussy cut that I have just done. Right, so I was wondering if you've all got names, if any of you name your the bunnies in the kit. I was saying that to a lady yesterday that I've named all the bunnies, because she sent me a message, and she said it's clearly I need some sleep, and you're right. You're quite right there. I do need to sleep. But you know, sleep to me always seems like such a waste, because there's always things that I want to do. So I am terrible like that. I am terrible. Right, I'm just trying to get this angled right, and I need to put it over. We might have to lift up the butterfly a bit here. I didn't think that one through, did I? Every day. Right, so we'll get the butterfly over there like that. There we go. Okay, so let's just move it in a bit more. I'm just trying to, it would be easier if I didn't try and get clever and put it all together. Right, I've got it right now. Okay, so there we go. That's looking great. And I'm just going to put a little bit more glue on the underside here. There we go. Okay, and then underneath our butterfly perhaps. Yes. Okay, so we've got some layers going on there, and I quite like how that sort of all pulled together. So that's looking good. Then I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac and just put a strip of glue here, because I want to attach some lace. So we're going to do that over here like this. And this is just the ivory eyelet lace that I got from Plum Boutique, I think. Yeah, and it is great lace. I do love the look of it. I'm just trying to see that I've got this going straight, which is not easy when I need to put my head where the camera is. Right, so we're just going to put a very thin layer. You don't want it to ooze through, but you do want it to stick down. So like that. There we go. And then I'm going to just cut that off over there. That's to be used for another time. Right, so far so good. And then I also have a little piece of sort of lace that I've got a little scrappy bit of. It's got pearls and bits sewn on here, so probably like bridal lace, and I want to just attach that over there as well. You saw me use the Plum Boutique cream lace when I was making the cover, and that could also work really well. I'll show you that one now in a minute. I got that one from Plum Boutique as well. So let me just show you here. This one would work well, and you could cut out those bits there and stick on a pearl or two as well. So this is a great one. I love this one. Okay, so we've got that there for the moment. I'll come back to all the nitty-gritties. So I think for the base part of it, we've got most things sorted. Right, so I've made a little ruffle here with a fabric scrap from the pile that I have. I want to just put this over here, and I did sort of tuck those ends over just to make it neater. You don't have to do that, but I'm going to stick that on just a little higher than the edge of my envelope here. So let's just put some glue here right on the edge, and then going to put a little bit just here, so I can just tuck that finish around, and then a little bit over there as well. So that's going to just line it up well. And then, as I said, I've got glue there, but I'm just putting some more on the bottom edge, and then I want to just let it stick out slightly over the top here. And that's just because my tag that I'm going to use, let me just see, is that nice and straight, and I haven't glued down the, no I haven't, okay. So my little tag was needing that. Then I made, just get that out the way, I took a little scrap from the end of this lace, and I took a little scrap from what I cut off when I was doing the cover from that pink lace, which looks a bit like this. I've just taken some scrappy bits. I've sewn a button onto that lace. I want to tuck this one in. I'm making a bit of a small cluster here, so I'm going to tuck that in there. So let's just get some glue in there, and we're going to stick that in there under the button. So I'm making a really small cluster, and now I'm going to just put quite a bit of glue on the back of that, and I want to just stick it over here. So I think that's just going to finish off that area nicely over there. Right, my hands are full of glue, so sorry. Right, I've got a tiny butterfly now, small one, and I just do this on the end. It covers up the white bits. That's why you see me doing this from fussy cutting. I want to just put that over there like that. So I'm going to take my Fabri-Tac, get in there, Fabri-Tac, and I'm going to stick that down. Just angle it so it can get underneath the pearl area there. Right, and then I'm going to just put a little bit of that there, put my glue pin back in. That'll prevent that from happening. And then just pick up a little one of those and just get that in place. There we go. And then I had a little sentiment here. Every great love starts with a great story. Gosh, Nicholas Sparks. I do love his books and films. If you've seen The Notebook, one of my all-time favorite films ever. And I love his writings. I was going to put this over here. I was. But maybe I'm not. I think I'm not. Right, so I'm not going to try and jam things in. And I don't want to cover the flowers there. So that's looking good for the moment. Right, now we're going to put our journal card into that compartment. All right. I'm going to turn this over here now. And on the back here, I've cut out the pink lacy page, which I'm going to stick onto the back here on 3 sides, because I'm going to put a tag in the back here. All right, so be mindful of that area there, because it is open, and you want to, I think it's best actually just to run a bead of glue on the actual envelope itself, like this. Because you don't want the journal card to get glued up over this area. Your journal card won't be able to fit in. So that's what I'm going to do there. And then this is the open side. I need to put glue on the bottom here and on the side here. Okay. Right, so that goes here now. Let's line this up with the edge in there, and like that. So that way it's not going to inhibit your journal card sticking, and your tag is going to look all right. I think I can actually end up putting this on this side or somewhere else, so I'm not too worried about that. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to use one of my little lavender sprigs. You can use fussy cut flowers if you don't have the actual die cuts. They look beautiful. I'm going to use a fussy cut flower as well. I love fussy cut flowers. I do. Almost as much as I love die cuts. Right, so I've got that little lavender sprig. Have I got this the right way up? I do. So I'm going to put this like this. Great spot to do some writing or stick a little image or something. I'm going to put this little quote that we were going to put on the front. I'm going to put it on the back. all right. We'll just do that like that. Okay, so that's that one. So we've got that whole thing pretty sorted, I think. Is there anything I've left off? No, I think that's pretty much done. Right. Now what we want to do is we want to get this into our journal. So I have earmarked the last available spot for a big sort of a thing. I'm going to move that to the side. I've got this lovely lacy page here, and I'm going to get this stuck down here, but because of this and this, I have now cut out a green lacy page, and that is from the lacy paper that I used here. I've just stitched around it for decorative purposes. I want to put that flap underneath here so that it can house that section beautifully, just like that. All right, so I'm going to just turn this over, take off this flap there. I'm going to put some glue on the envelope flap itself. Now you could do the same thing with a mailer and create your own false flap to do this. It would work perfectly. So what I want to do now is, sorry that it's like to the side here, I'm just gauging that I've sort of centralized it on this bit more or less. Don't put it completely up against the edge here, and then just stick that down. Okay, I didn't get it quite right, but that's okay. It's slightly higher there, but that's not the end of the world. Here's the fold line. So cut a piece that gives you sort of equidistance from the top and the bottom kind of thing. So when I stick that down, we'll be able to flip that open like that. And beautiful spaces, put a beautiful picture there as well, you know. So let's now get that glued down. Just get it the right way round and pretty straight, yeah, probably slightly lower, but that's okay. Right, and then just press that down. Let's just move that over to the side just so that I can get that pressed nicely. Right, so we've got that done. Now I have got these two bits which I was thinking of putting down over here. Let me just see if I have that. Yeah, and I'm not a fan of being limited by, I'm going to go over the edge here, not because other than I just wanted peeking through, so I'm going to do that. And I might not put on the quote here, we'll see. I think we've got enough quotes on this particular project. I am going to miss not working on this. I've thoroughly enjoyed this project. I'm always sad when I come to the end of a project. I must be honest. Just be mindful of your fold line. It's always a sad ending, isn't it? And I see Chris also said that in her comments. But we always have a new thing. I'm not going to put on that one. I think that's nice as it is. And then that looks beautiful there, just peeking through. Right, got this little one. This is just from my, I think this is from the spring kit. I think we've got it in our kit as well, so that's fine. I'm going to put that into this little pocket. Got a bit of ribbon on there, like pink, with a little white in the middle. Looks lovely. I've taken one of these tags. It's the last large tag now, I think. Just put on a little bit of a fussy cut and a butterfly. I'm not going to put a pearl on there because it's going in a pocket. Put on this beautiful faux silk ribbon. So this will need to go into the rear here, like that. Okay, a bit more. Isn't that pretty? And then what we're going to do is, I've got this journal card over here. And I've just put on that Together's a Beautiful Place to Be with some green faux silk ribbon. All those pieces of sponge falling off. And then this is going to go into our journal spot over there. And that's our little project for today. And that goes back in there like that. Right, so there it is. I hope you've enjoyed that. I did. It was fun to put together. And I hope you're going to have a go at doing it. I think our signatures are now pretty full. All that is left to do is decorate your page edges, maybe a couple more pockets, fill in any pieces of ephemera, any of that sort of stuff, which I've shown you many times. But I'll show you the flip through very soon. It'll be within the next week or so. So, you know, don't think I'm just going to leave you in the lurch. You know, I always show you those. All right, everybody, don't forget, I do have a sale running on in the shop. I have the new Spring Has Sprung collection with the beautiful cute bunnies, which I have named. And I might have another little surprise coming your way very soon, so be on the lookout for that in the next 1 or 2 videos. So I do plan to do something there. Have a wonderful weekend and have fun crafting, and I'll see you all very soon. Thank you guys. Bye bye.